some girl. I love it when you say my name. You my ride to die when you left my side. I gotta make can't let go of my pain. All of these moments inside you. Waking me day just to find you. I drive a million miles just to ride you. Put on this earth to guide you. Loving every bit of your features. Loving what I see you. Loving everything about every single moment that I hold you. Getting to know you. Just had to open my mouth. Your smile is unique and you know it. You see it when you walk up in your stairs. You put on that shit to show. Life's complete when you call me your man. Baby, let's fly away. Maybe just fly with me.
Okay, guys, just 3 minutes before we get started. So if there's anyone you want to invite on the call, give them a shout right now. We'll be starting at exactly 8 p.m.
Come fly away with me. The way that you love me, hey, the way that you feel, got my heart jumping. I can tell that it's real. I can tell that you're serious. I can see in your eyes. If I'm all you want, then you gotta do. Gotta say that you are my prize. In this world, the stars have aligned. The moon has moved to eclipse. One breath left, I use this time to tell you how much I miss. Everything's right, the body and all grip me tight. Give me the I'm breaking down walls of bears mountains just to get to your lips. Baby, let's fly away. Maybe just fly with me. Baby, let's fly.
Roger, you're muted. Again.
That's 2 days in a row I've done that. Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the call. Time for us to get started then. My name is Roger Garth. It's my pleasure to be your host for the call tonight. I'm looking forward to tonight because tonight's call is going to be really, really interesting. We've got some interesting people that we're going to be speaking to. So, first and foremost, in the space of the next 15 to 20 minutes, we're going to talk to you about a way that you can take advantage of the free time that you have right now. A lot of the world is still in lockdown, and a lot of people are looking at what's going to happen after this is over and what's going to happen with their lives. Some people have just got used to the free time and they don't want to go back to necessarily to another job. They want to take control of their life. That's what this is all about now. So let's talk about that. So we're going to get started. So, excuse me. So first and foremost, it's obvious right now that so many people are actually starting to feel that they're just not in control of the situation that we're in right now. But what if you could be in control of it? What if you felt you could have complete control of every aspect of how you're living, even right now? That'd be something a lot of people would be looking forward to. This guy wrote a book. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. He wrote a book about how you take control of your finances, and taking control of your finances leads to taking control literally of every aspect of your life. The book was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And he did a follow-up book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad 2, clever title. But in it, he came up with this diagram. He called it the cash flow quadrant. And in it, he said that 60% of the people in the world have a job, they work for somebody. 35% of the world are self-employed. They still have a job, it just happens to be that they work for themselves, but they still have to go out every day, put the hours in, and if they don't put the hours in, they won't get paid. Now, of the remainder, 4% of the world are business owners. And I'm not talking about small business owners now, I'm talking about people who employ hundreds and thousands of people. These are the guys who, doesn't matter if they don't go into work, if they want to take a week off, if they want to take a month off, if they want to take a year off, they can do that. The business is going to continue rolling, money will still continue coming in. They don't have to worry about it. And the final quadrant is the investors. Now, these are people who just have money work for them. They don't necessarily even need to own a business. They just let their money work for them elsewhere. The weird thing is, if you look on the left-hand side of that quadrant, 95% of the world only control 5%, excuse me, only control 5% of the money that's available in the world. Whereas the other 5%, the business owners and the investors, they control 95% of the world's wealth. So the question is it possible for ordinary people such as you and I to go from one side of that quadrant to the other? And I believe the answer is yes. And tonight we're going to show you exactly how you can do that. So welcome to the Forex market. This is investing at its sort of grassroots, where anyone can join into that arena without having to have vast amounts of money. Imagine a market that's actually worth $6.6 trillion every single day. My background is cars. I used to sell cars for them. I used to work for Mercedes-Benz. I worked for Lexus and a few other big car manufacturers. Imagine all of those car manufacturers, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Ford, Jaguar, Volkswagen, Cadillac, every single manufacturer in the world, all put together. Think about how many cars they sell in every single day, and all together they can't make a dent in $6.6 trillion. It is the biggest single market in the world. That's it in numbers in front of you. Huge, huge figure. Now the question is, if there's that much turnover in the Forex market every single day, how would you like to get a piece of it? Well, let's show you how you can do exactly that. This is a market that's open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. All around the world, anywhere you like, in any time zone whatsoever, you can take part in this. We've got people on this call right now who are calling in from Australia. We've got people calling in from the USA. We've got people calling in from Europe, as well as here in the UK. Everyone can participate at a time that works for them. The way it works is really quite simple. Currencies are always traded in pairs, and it works something like this. If you imagine a trade where we have the Great British Pound being traded against the US dollar. If the pound is going down in price, because they're traded in pairs, the dollar must go up in price. And similarly, if the pound's going up in price, then the dollar must come down in price. Now, that's a very simple explanation. It's very basic, but it tells you something magical. What happens is, in the Forex market, the money simply rotates around the world and it moves and it changes hands. A couple of months ago, at the beginning of COVID-19, there was a phenomenal stock market crash. And you heard it on the news all over the place. Billions of pounds wiped off the stock market overnight. 30% of the value of the stock market would just disappear. With the Forex, excuse me, with the Forex market, that didn't disappear. All that happens was, yes, some currencies went down in value, but the money just changed hands. It went from one side to the other. Now, all that you need to know to be able to win at trading is where the money's going to and when. If you know what's going to happen with the currencies, you can make money on it. And that's where we come in. We partner with a company called Academy, and they teach people exactly how to read the stock market, the Forex markets rather, and understand how the markets move so we know exactly what's going to happen and when and where to place our money. Now, we do it with a number of academies. Our first academy is the Forex Academy, and we also have the HFX Academy, which is the High Frequency Forex Academy. We teach these online, and you can drop into these whenever you wish. So we have what we call Go Live, and it's basically our own online TV station. And you can see the listing here. You can see a number of people here. You can pop in and you can see who's on at a time that suits you. We've actually got 168 educators at the moment that teach 24 hours a day, pretty much 7 days a week, although the markets are only open 5 days a week. The cryptocurrency market, which is another market we didn't touch on, but the cryptocurrency market is open 7 days a week. So we've got someone that you can listen to around the clock, whenever suits you. Rather than me just sort of waffling on about it, I think the best thing for me to do is stop this for a second, and I'm going to let you have a look, and I'm going to show you behind the scenes in the academy. So if I just change my screen now, and I'm going to click into the website, I'll show you exactly where we are. So this is IM Center, and this is where we get access to all of our academies, everything else. So what we have, if I scroll up where I log in here, you can see here we have academies where you pick whichever subject it is that you want to learn about. Strategies is software that helps you to trade. And the important thing for us right now is Go Live. So I'm going to click into Go Live, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works. And I just need to make sure this is moving quickly enough for me. Fortunately, it seems to be right now. So as soon as the page refreshes, we're actually going to get a list of people that we can see. The first thing that you'll notice as you come down here is you get to choose languages when it finishes loading. So we're going in English at the moment, but there is a bunch of different languages. We actually teach in 14 different languages. As you scroll down, you can see different people here. These are our most popular educators, and we list them by, you can see how many people are viewing them on a weekly basis. We look at Kimberly Torres, 66,000 excuse me, 66,000 people watching her sessions this week. If you see her husband there, and Luke Longmire, 50,000 people looking at them, and so it goes on and through. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to take a look at the different academies. And if I look at this one, we're going to click into the HFX Academy. This is really popular with a lot of people right now. High frequency Forex is popular because it is exactly what it says. It's high frequency, it's fast, it keeps moving at a pace. People are generally loving it. If I scroll down, we can see the list of educators here, and we can see who's on at what particular times. Now, the times are always quoted in US times. So the top front time there quoted is 12 p.m. Eastern. That works out at 5 p.m. UK times. And 9 a.m. Eastern is actually the same time. And if I look across here, we can see who's actually on live right at the moment. So I'm going to click into Bally Granville's session, and we'll just have a quick peek and let you see exactly how these things look at. So all you need to do is click in here, wait for the page to refresh. You'll see a video. You can join the video, and when you join the video, when it finally comes up, what you'll see, people talking here with interactive conversations with the educator. And now as it comes through, you're going to listen to him actually placing trades.
A survey that's done, and the surveys of the payroll of all the sectors excepting the farming sector.
Oh,
so that's why they call it non-farm.
So that's what's showing
payroll.
at this moment in time. Now he's going to talk to you. This is an
Right.
education.
Euro NZD chart is up in the chat there somewhere. I'm going to look at EuroCAD for some peeps, and then.
Right. In fact, I'm going to stop sharing right now, just for the sake of it. So you can see, you click onto the session, he'll talk about the markets, he'll tell you what's happening, he'll tell you how to read those signals, and you literally get to copy and paste the trades as he's talking. Now, if you do what he's saying as you're going along, you copy the trades as you go, any trades that he wins, If you win, you place the trade as well, and you win, you get to keep the money. So you get to earn money as you're learning as well. And that's the bigger beauty of what we do. So let me go back to my presentation again, and we'll continue with where we're going. So, in fact, I'm going to stop it again just for a second, because rather than me tell you exactly how that works, let's give you someone else's opinion on it. So I'm going to have a look around right now. I'm going to look on my screens and see if I can find someone that's actually using this right now and is actually working it. So I am looking for Tracy. Tracy, there. I think I can see you there. Tracy, can you turn your camera on, please? Tracy Davison.
Yeah, I'm here.
Fabulous. Can't see you. Oh, you've gone on the other page. There we go. Fabulous. Tracy, how are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
Okay, I'm very, very well, thank you. So, Tracy, I haven't introduced you. So, first and foremost, tell everyone who you are and where you come from.
My name's Tracy Davison, and I live in North Lincolnshire. I've been living here for about a year.
Okay. And what's your background? What is it you do? What is it you do for a living? What you've done in the past?
Well, in the past, I've always been an e-commerce girl. I did that from 2014 to roughly about 2018. But it started to become quite saturated, quite difficult. So sadly, I gave that up. And then in 2019, I landed myself a job working from home for a social media marketing company who just so happened to own 2 Forex brokers and an academy.
Right.
And our job was to promote the brands on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and some Forex forums, but in a very non-spammy way. It was very sort of conversational, like we're doing now.
Okay.
I did that for about a year and a half to March of this year. I gave that up due to personal reasons, really. And then I just happened one day to see a post on Facebook that Donna had done. So I messaged her, we got chatting, and she said to me, look, I'll send you a couple of videos, see what you think, and let me know. And after watching these videos about IM Academy, to be honest, I didn't even hesitate. I just signed up.
Here's the thing, and this fascinated me when you and I first spoke about this a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Have you ever traded before?
No, never.
You've never traded before?
No, I was the only one. I was the only one in the team that I worked with, I believe, that wasn't a trader.
Okay, but I've seen the help that you've been giving to people over the last. How many weeks is it since you actually joined IM Academy?
I think it's only been just over a month, I believe.
Just over a month?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, in that space of time, you've absolutely established yourself as being helpful, spectacularly helpful, and very knowledgeable in what you do. Now, one thing I did notice, and we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago, after you first started to go into the academy and look at the education.
Yes.
And you put a comment in the chat group about what you thought about that education. Tell people what you thought about what you saw.
Well, when I first went into the videos, into the actual academy itself, I actually found them so straightforward and so informative. I felt like the educators had left nothing out, nothing to chance. It's almost like I felt that they just take you by the hand and lead you step by step to show you how you can trade on your own to become an independent trader, I think is the goal. And that's always been one of my goals when I started. Learn the skill and become independent eventually. And that's what I've been trying to do on my own.
Okay, now given that you had a background marketing for a broker, and you saw lots and lots of other people who were not getting the education, what's the difference with you that you've seen between the groups that you were talking to people and this?
I think with what we were missing before, when I was working for the marketing company, it was very much, I mean, the academy didn't have as many videos and training and in-depth education I feel that we've got now. They weren't bad, don't get me wrong. I had no issue with the academy itself. But I feel, goes that one step further. Literally goes that one step further, and it's much more, I feel, in depth to what I'd seen previously when I was working for that company. Much better, more high level, I feel.
We haven't talked about this, but I'm interested to know, in terms of cost with the previous academy that you were working with, what kind of costs were involved with that?
The previous academy, I think it was slightly less, I believe, about $100. I think it's about $100, I believe,
right?
Ish. But
in terms of value,
I don't think it compares. In fact, I know it doesn't.
Okay.
Because I've been there. It doesn't compare to IM at all.
So in the time that you've been with IM, you've been into the videos, you've been studying the videos, and you've been studying hard, because I can see the conversations that you're having with other people, and I understand the depth of knowledge that you've acquired in a very, very short space of time. Would you say it's all been plain sailing for you so far?
Oh no. I mean, I've had my down days or my down sessions, same as everybody else. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's been all plain sailing up to the top, because it hasn't. I've had my frustrating days. I've had my losses.
Right. So what's the biggest lesson you've had to learn?
Well, that's actually on Monday. One thing I learned, to be honest with you, is when I'm not, I know it sounds bizarre, when I'm not feeling well, don't trade. Don't do it. Because I felt really unwell on Monday, and the session didn't go well. I only did the one session, didn't go well. I wasn't focused, I wasn't concentrating, and as a result of that, the losses weren't bad, don't get me wrong, it wasn't catastrophic, because I do use risk management and discipline. But having said that, I've now learned, if I'm not 100% clear-headed, don't touch it.
Okay.
Don't go there.
So in terms of results, what kind of results have you had in the time that you've been with us?
Are you sort of, what do you mean, percentages?
Yeah.
I usually aim for 8% a day. And I would say probably about 85–90% of the time I do hit that target.
So 8% a day?
Yeah.
So close on 40% a week?
Yeah.
Week in, week out?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much time are you putting into actually trading to achieve that amount of money?
I do trade. I try and trade every day if I can. I would say I'll probably do 2 to 3 sessions a day. The most time I will spend on those sessions, I would say, is probably 15–20 minutes, if that. It doesn't actually take that long, to be fair.
So effectively an hour a day?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we've talked about the academy itself.
Yeah.
What do you say the biggest benefit you've had so far?
I think the biggest benefit is, to me, is learning a new skill. Because Forex is something that, obviously, when I worked for that company, I did think about it, but didn't feel I was going to get the education with the company I was with. So for me, the benefit is the education, the support, and the fact that you are given the opportunity to learn a skill that will stay with you forever.
Okay.
No one can take that away from you.
Okay. Now, I know you've been looking around the academy, because the one big thing that I find with IM Academy is that there are a lot of different strategies to choose from.
Yes.
This isn't a one-size-fits-all academy. So you might try something and you don't like it, or you might do something that I don't like. We might do something different. In fact, I do know that we both have different preferences.
Yes.
What's your preference? What strategy do you like best?
My strategy I really prefer, I've got to be honest, is one called Simple Scalper.
Mm-hmm.
Purely because I do like the quick 1-minute trades. I know they don't suit everybody, and some people prefer the 3 minutes, but for me, I prefer to be in, out, done in 60 seconds, that's it. and that has fast become my favourite.
Okay. I've got a couple of quick questions before we wrap up.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 6 months' time with this?
Well, we have got big plans in our house, and one of the plans we've got is that we want to buy a house in the village where our horses are. We don't currently live that near to them, which is a concern of mine all the time. So I want to take this as far as I can, and as much as I can, and so we can buy a house cash for the first time in our lives. We really want to do that.
And how long do you think it's going to take you to get to that?
Well, I'm aiming to get there in less than 12 months.
Less than 12 months?
Yeah.
Right. And we were talking about a reasonably sized 6-figure number to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous.
We are, yeah.
Okay. Last question, and we're going to wrap up. And we just want to give you, if you had a tip for someone who's joining today, what would your best tip be to someone who's just looking at this today?
If someone is looking at this today and you're sat on the fence about it and you're not sure, I would say don't, for 2 reasons. Number one, you will be given the potential to earn a lot of money and change your life. But as I said, it's not just that. It's the fact that you will be given a skill, the opportunity to learn that skill, run with it, and it will stay with you forever, and no one can take that away from you. You are taught, you are taken step by step through the training. There's a lot of support in the group. And to me, if you're good with your risk management and your disciplines, the sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned. I didn't even hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate. Just go for it. What have you got to lose?
Fantastic. Tracy, thank you so much for that.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
If you do get to join us, I will tell you right now, there's one other big benefit that Tracy didn't mention, but that is that Tracy is spectacularly helpful to everyone. And in a very short space of time, she's proven to be incredibly popular and also pretty much invaluable. People love asking Tracy for help. For someone who's been with us for a short space of time, she's really took on board what we're doing and how to get the most out of it. Very quickly, I'm going to finish off the presentation just to tell you how you go about getting started, because so far we've given you a good picture of what it's all about. Let's tell you how you get started. So to get started, very, very simple and straightforward. As Tracy hinted, this is a subscription base. So to get started with the IM Academy, you choose a pack that you want to go for, whether you go for our Forex pack, whether you go for our high frequency Forex pack or our digital currency pack. All cost the same thing. $235 to get started, which is about £190, and a monthly subscription of $175, that's about £140. If you'd like to go that bit extra, as myself and a number of others have, you can have what we call the Elite Pack. That costs $100 more, but it gives you access to every single strategy that we have. That gives you more choice and more opportunities to make money. Now, as far as the monthly subscription was concerned, first of all, when you get started with us, we give you a 7-day money-back guarantee. So this isn't a question of just, take it or leave it. Give it a try. If you're not certain, we're going to give you a 7-day money-back guarantee. We're confident that no one asked for that. So a few people do, but if they ask for it, we'll quite happily give them money back. The majority of people, however, are perfectly happy to stick with us, particularly when they find out that we have this offer as well, which we call 2 and Free. Introduce 2 friends to the business. If they like what they see and they join as well, your subscription's paid for you. So you've got 2 ways of making sure that that monthly subscription is covered. You can either just find 2 people and have it covered for you, or nice and simple, make more money than it actually costs you to join. You just heard Tracy saying she's making 8% on her investment every single day. That's really as simple as it gets. The question is not how much it costs as far as I'm concerned. The question is, what can you become? How can this change your life? And that really is something that this business offers more than I can tell you with anyone else. I'm going to introduce you to one more person. He's a very, very good friend of mine. And he's the guy who brought me into this business. He's been a friend of mine now for almost 30 years. And I want him to give you a quick idea of another aspect of the business that is available to you when you get started with us. His name's Simon Brooks. He comes from Formby in Merseyside. And Simon, you there?
Good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Perfect.
Yep.
You're not
Simon
muted.
Brooks.
I said, perfect. You're not muted, only me. Over to you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've been involved, guys, in the industry of network marketing for just over 32 years. Some people turn around and say to me, wow, that's like a prison sentence. Well, in a way, I feel as though I've robbed a bank and I've made 14 million. Now, that's not to impress you, but to impress upon you of what you can achieve within this industry. This business is a great business on the way that basically people, there's two predominant ways that people get paid. Number one, 99% of the population earn what's called as a linear income. That's where they exchange 40 hours of a hard-earned week for a lousy pay packet. A lot of people do that. Yet then you get the 1% of the world's wealth earn what's called a residual income. And these are people like songwriters, musicians, authors, pop stars, entertainers, which is work they do once that they get paid for time after time after time after time. That's how we all earn our money. It's a royalty-based business. It's where we recommend people that want to join our business, and we get paid an override, a royalty, which is insane. So that means it's like me and several other thousands and thousands and thousands of people in the industry, if we decided to put our feet on, we still get paid. Now, does that mean, a lot of people say to me, oh, Simon, why haven't you retired? Well, listen, I might have a bit of grey matter, but I'm not ready to put my feet up yet. I'm still enjoying. This is as close as we get to work, by the way. This is work. And I have an absolute ball. I have so much fun building this opportunity. It is insane. So if you think this is anything to do with the work, think again. I tell you now, folks, this business works 100% of the time for 100% of the people that give it the time. Roger, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Simon. Okay, guys, so that's our presentation for you. If you're looking at this for the first time, get back to the person who invited you onto this call, and they'll tell you how you can take the next step and you can join us. You can get to work with people like Simon, people like Tracy, and you can be making a difference for yourself in a matter of hours. You can start making money as soon as tomorrow with us if you get started straight away. The other aspect of the business, the one that we touched on a few minutes ago that Simon mentioned, which is the networking side of the business. And that's where we go out and we share this opportunity with other people. Just as you heard Tracy say that a friend of hers, Donna, posted something on Facebook, and that's how she found out about IM Academy. Well, I want to introduce you to someone else right now who, like Simon, is another seven-figure earner in the industry. Actually holds the same position as Simon within the company. They both actually hold a rank of chairman within the company. This guy's become a good friend of mine at the time that I've known him. He's based over in California. His name is Joe Gomez. Joe, over to you, my friend.
Hey, how are you, man?
I'm very well, thank you.
Awesome. Well, I don't want to take too much time. I know we got another call following with Bob Proctor pretty soon, but I do want to talk about a couple of things. And first I want to say, hey, thank you for being on this call. Thank you for being faithful on this call. Thank you for staying on this call as long as you have. I got some golden nuggets I'm going to share with you guys, but I also want to thank Roger and Simon, man. From day one, you guys have been consistent. From day one, you guys have went to work with very, obviously we support you, but you guys are doing everything on your own out there, and you created massive, massive success all over. I mean, to think of a group in India that now just created another P2000, another P1000, and soon to be a P5000 is absolutely insane. And these people out there are doing it without their true leader who actually got most of them involved. And so they're just really focused on building, using the services. People are making money using the service, and they're having a lot of fun. So with that being said, Again, thank you guys. Thank you for being consistent. With that being said, guys, again, my name is Joseph Gomez. I'm 38 years old. Been in network marketing now for going on 13 years. My son's going to be 12 in a couple weeks. And before we had him, we decided we wanted to have my wife stay home. See, we already had 2 other kids. I have a daughter that will be 19, a daughter that will be 16. My son's going to turn 12. We had the older 2. We decided we wanted to have another kid. And we decided that my wife, we didn't want her to have to work. But out here in California, you have to have 2 incomes supporting this household. It's so expensive out here. So what we decided to do was get involved in network marketing. You see, my brother-in-law owns the world's largest travel company. And I had already done lotions, potions, bug juice, coffee, you name it, I've done it, right? And I had success in it. But when I seen an opportunity like this, right? When I seen this opportunity, I had success before. I was able to retire my wife. My wife hasn't worked for the last 12 years. When I seen this opportunity, I said, man, this is going to get me to retire. This is going to take me to the next level. This is going to help me get to where I want to go. And so my vision of bringing Wall Street to Main Street, bringing the bank strategy to your strategy, teaching you to play in the same markets that the CEO of Fortune 50 companies are playing in, to teach you how to have your money working for you while you're sleeping, while you're awake, having your money be employees and making you money. So I was super excited when I seen this industry and I seen what the financial side of it. And I jumped in and we've killed it ever since. I want you guys to understand, I used the service. I followed Dr. Kathy for 3 months. You know, Simon was in a different situation. He came in and he had a team that was ready to go and ready to build. 90% of my team was already in IM. All the leaders, all the traders came from my team. They were already here. So I used the service for 3 months. I didn't start building till after our event at the end of February. But I want you to understand, I was using the service all the time. The first 3 months, I made $24,000 following Dr. Kathy. I know we can't do no income claims. Act like you didn't hear that. I messed up, right? Act like you didn't hear that. The first 3 months, I made a significant amount of money, and I was able to bless the baseball program out here with the truck, cash, so they don't have to pay for it monthly, to help all the coaches and the inner community kids be able to play baseball. On top of that, the next 3 months, I started doing HFX, and all I can say is, oh my God, it's even been better than what that was. So it's been absolutely insane. But what I want to talk to you today about is also building the business. Look, at the end of the day, we get involved to make money. We get involved with a system like this to make money. To think that you have the ability to make the same amount of money as a McDonald's, a Chick-fil-A, a Burger King, any business, you have the opportunity to make the same amount of money here as a business owner for under $400. Is absolutely insane. To think that we have individuals in this company that are making chairman $750 plus bonus, almost $850,000 a month is absolutely insane. And all they're doing is blessing other people's lives by sharing with them what they're doing. And here's what I realize. I want everybody to understand this. And this is what I'm going to get into. This is the training for tonight. Somebody's microphone is on. If you could look at your microphone to just mute it. But here's what I want to jump into. It's the win formula. Okay? There's a formula in win. And I want you to understand that every person who's having success has followed the win formula, whether they know it or don't know it. Simon has followed the win formula. Roger has followed the win formula. I guarantee they're following these principles and they're having success. For you that have hit P150, for you that have hit P600, for you that have hit P1000 and P2000, you are following this formula. Trust me, ladies and gentlemen. And if you haven't hit those ranks yet, I'm going to share with you what you need to do. We've already talked about the 7 absolutes months prior. We've talked about the 8-point system. If you're not using the 8-point system every single day in your business, you're failing yourself. If you're not using the 8-point system every day to build your business and grow your business, it's the only way you can track what you're doing. It's the only way for you to be, if you don't have an accountability partner, you're just shooting in the dark. You have no target. You have no map on how to get there. The 8-point system is your GPS on how to get to success, okay? Win formula, the W. I hope you have a pen, and I hope you have a notepad, and I hope you're taking notes. because I want you to understand note takers are money makers. A highly trained team will turn into a highly paid team. I promise you that 9 out of 10 times. Okay. The W in win stands for willing. The W in win stands for willing. You have to be willing to do the things that will make you successful. You have to be willing to go until you have the success. You have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to get up early and jump on the trading sessions. You have to be willing to host these calls all the time. You have to be willing. Without willing, you're not gonna win. You have to be willing to sacrifice some things in your life. Maybe at first, like for me, I want you to understand, my heart, my passion is my family. I do everything I do for my family for time freedom. But in order for me to achieve the time freedom that I have today, I was willing to sacrifice time freedom for 1.5 years or however long it took. See, when I was going to work at 4 and the people were meeting me at the office at 6, and then we were driving 1.5 hours to 2 hours away to a meeting, and then we'd get back home back to my work place at 12. I'd get back home at 1 and get back up at 4 again. I didn't see my kids for some days. When I would leave, they would be asleep. When I'd get home, they would be asleep. But I was willing to go through it in order to achieve my wildest dreams. You have to ask yourself, it's not enough to talk. Action is king. Talking means nothing. Action is king. What are you willing to give up? Some of you, it might be family time. Some of you, it might be TV. Some of you have an 80-inch screen TV in your front room and wondering why your bank isn't growing. Get rid of the big screen TV. Maybe it's going out on Fridays and Saturday, spending money that you don't have with people that you really don't care about. I'm just being honest. I don't know. Every person is going to be different. But I promise you this. Success is rented. It's never owned. And rent is due every single day. Every single day, rent is due. Every single day, rent is due. Got to do it. Got to do it. Got to do it. It's never owned. Simon's been in this industry, he said 30 plus years, made 14 million. And guess what? He's still paying the price every single day. But I guarantee you this, I'd rather do what he's doing than be stuck in a cubicle somewhere that I hate. The I stands for initiative. And the initiative is going to turn to inspire. You got to be willing to take initiative. You got to take initiative in holding meetings. You got to take initiative and say, hey, Roger, next week, can you get me on the call so I can explain my success, what I've had here? Hey, I want to get on these calls. Hey, I want to do this. Hey, by the way, I started a local team. Can we do a Zoom call just for my team? Take initiative. And when you take initiative, success is going to happen. And then that's going to lead to inspiring other people to do things. See, Simon has inspired people by the amount of money he's made, but that doesn't touch my heart. What touches my heart is the lives that he's able to bless because of the money he's made. Does that make sense? Your initiative is going to lead to inspiring people. See, the reason why I love network marketing is I can look at the individual in the face and I can see their hurts and I can see their struggles and I can see what they went through. But the great thing about this is we have an equal opportunity. It doesn't matter your sex, your race, your religion, what you believe. Nothing matters other than, are you willing to take initiative? Are you willing to pay the price every single day? Are you willing to get out of your comfort zone? And when you do those things, it's going to help you inspire the person who's struggling, the person who's going through it, the person who went from a grown up to a given up. It's going to help you inspire them to believe that they can go after their dreams. And that's, to me, why I love this industry. I could bring out the heroes that people wanted to originally be inside of themselves. I could prove to that single stay-at-home mom that she is worthy and she could build a multi-million-dollar business and take care of her family without the support of anybody else. I could prove to that dad who didn't go to college, who's working in the warehouse, getting paid what he doesn't deserve, that's doing overtime to get very minimal, that's taking time away from his family. I could prove to them that if they do things a little bit different, they could have a little bit more. Hold on real quick. I just got to answer this call real quick and tell them I'm on a call. Sorry about that, guys. But you got to be willing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what motivates me to get out of my comfort zone. That's what motivates me to do these calls. That's what motivates me. I get excited when I see people on the calls. I get excited when I see people taking notes. I get excited when we have nobody jump off the calls. I look at the numbers. I know we started when I got on, there was 44 people. Now there's 43. I feel like somebody robbed themselves. Somebody cheated themselves. They jumped off too early. I look at the stuff like that. I see who's being consistent. I love to inspire people to believe that they can be all that they had ever dreamed of, to bring that little kid out of them again. The kid that believes that there are no boundaries, the kid that believes that they don't set a perimeter around what they can do, a kid that believes that they have the ability to make anything happen, a kid that believes nothing else matters. If it's up to me, it must have been meant to be. That's what I love bringing out in people. The N in win. The N stands for never, ever, 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 ever give up. That's what the N stands for. You got to be willing to get uncomfortable. You got to be willing to take initiative, and you got to be willing to never, ever give up. See, listen, I don't care if it's going to take me 5, 10, 15 years to get to Chairman 750. I'm going to get there. Why? Because I won't quit until I do. I won't stop until I do. I won't stop until I've created, like the goal this year, 5 chairmen on or before December 31st, 2020. I told Louis, what's up, brother? Good to see you on here. I'm glad we were able to connect. I told you in if you remember, in the event in London, I told you we were going to create 5 Chairman 10 on or before December 31st, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2. We have 3 that are so close to P5,000. 3. 2 here in the U.S., 1 in India. Right, they're knocking on the door. Like, I'm talking about like 20 people away from P5,000. The question is, you can be one of the next 3. We're going to blow that goal out the water. I promise you that. We're going to blow that goal out the water. I got 6 months to make it happen. 6 months. Guess what? We're not taking a break. We're not on cruise control. We're going harder than ever before. That's the win formula. You got to be willing. Got to have initiative that leads to inspire, and you got to never, ever give up. I want you guys to understand this. I want you to understand this. Pay attention to these calls. I tell you guys a couple of weeks ago when I was on this call that you want to build through event, not from event to from event, through event through event. I think I posted it on, I don't know if I posted it on your guys's, because I wanted to tell you guys before I posted it. But I want to share with you guys, if you go to the, I'm going to put it in the Phoenix chat group, and then Roger, if we could share it from there. I want to share with you guys, tomorrow is a must attend event. What I mean by that is, if you're serious about this business, you're not going to give me an excuse. You're not going to give your upline excuse. Because listen, excuses sound best to those who are giving them. And excuses are usually accepted by people that give excuses. You've never heard me once give an excuse. I have taken this call, whether I've been at the doctor's office, whether I've been on the baseball field, no matter, I don't give excuses. Unless there's no internet, I can't do a call. Other than that, I'm on this call all the time. I want you guys to understand. I want you to, tomorrow is a must attend event. Tomorrow is an event where none other than Alex Morton is going to be on the call tomorrow at 8:30 my time. I think it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, your guys' time. just in time for India to still get on it. I just put it in the Phoenix group. Roger, if you could share it in the winner circle and you can share it everywhere else. All you guys can invite your family, your friends, anybody. This gentleman has made millions of dollars. Where else are you going to go and have the ability to learn from somebody who's made that kind of money? Millions. So tomorrow, be on the call. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Louis, so great to see you, my brother. I'm super pumped up. I got to see you on here again. Glad you're doing okay. Glad you're healed. Man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Got a team growing in Australia and New Zealand. Louis, we need to talk. Other than that, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go out, continue the success, continue to kill it. I'll see you guys at the top or from the top tomorrow. Be on that call. Trust me, be on that call. Talk to you guys soon. Love each and every one of you. I'm out.
Thanks, Joe. I wasn't aware of that call, but guys, just as Joe said, Alex Morton, Simon and I first got to see Alex Morton at a live event in September of last year. And Alex Morton, when he speaks, lifts an entire room. We walked into a room of 2,000 people. Alex Morton walked on stage and got 9 solid minutes of cheering and applause. It was mind-blowing. He's a phenomenal speaker. This guy is 30 years old, and in the last 10 years, since he left college, has made $30 million. Absolutely mind-blowing. The guy is so humble. For a man that has that amount of wealth, he doesn't flaunt it, he doesn't throw it in your face. He walked on stage in London, and the opening comment was, "Do you like the t-shirt? I got it from Zara, $10." It's like, brings himself down to everyone else's level. The guy is absolutely amazing. In fact, he doesn't bring himself down to everyone else. He elevates everyone else to his level. Guys, we're going to keep this real short now because we have a very special call coming up in 10 minutes time. But Simon and I wanted to give you a quick update on something. We talked to you about something a couple of days ago, and I do need to share my screen again very quickly just to sort of bring this back up. For the guys that are actually part of this team to build this as a business, the way Joe talked about, Simon and I have been working on something for months upon months upon months trying to get this nailed, and we've finally done it. So we talked to you about this. If you didn't see this, the majority of people that join network marketing don't go out and recruit straight away, and they usually give us a number of reasons for it. The first thing they say is, I want to get results to prove it first. I don't get it. Honestly, I do not get it. This company's been around for 7 years. We have 250,000 people around the world doing this. Do you think we would have 250,000 people if it didn't work? Why do you have to prove it? We have made countless millionaires. But people say it. So that's what they say. People say, I don't have anybody to talk to. You kidding me? Have you heard of social media? 2 billion people on Facebook, you got nobody to speak to, but people say it. People say I don't know what to say. That bit astonishes me because people don't know what to say, and they're right about that bit, but then they say it anyway, and they say it all wrong. So that bit blows me away. People then turn around and say I don't like selling. Guys, honestly, if you've been on this planet for longer than sort of 3 years, you've been selling all your life. Whether you were selling to your children, selling to your parents when you were a kid and you wanted a nice screen, whether you're selling to your boyfriend or girlfriend when you wanted a kiss or whatever else came after that, you've been selling all your life. You just haven't been doing it professionally. Then people say nobody's got any money. It's going to cost $400 to get started. Seriously, this is something that will change your life. Absolutely, utterly change your life. And people have no money. And people do say that to you. There's no two ways about it. But yeah, I can't afford it. Really. Then you turn around and you tell them you can have a brand new iPhone, half price. They'll find the money for that. It's a question of people putting the value on it. Then they say, yeah, nobody's serious. I just get tire kickers. Okay, I get it. I get all the stories. I've heard all the excuses. That's why Simon and I have created something that will blow you away. So we created a solution that talks to new prospects in a place that they like to talk. For some weird reason these days, people don't like to pick the phone up, but they love to talk in Messenger. So we've got something that's going to talk to people in Messenger, and it's going to talk to prospects when they're hot, right now. When a prospect decides they want to talk to you, they want to talk to you now. If you're not around, you run a chance of losing them. This is going to talk to people when they're around, even if you're asleep. We've come up with a system that will sort out the tire kickers. My background as a motor trader told you, I was used to tire kickers. This will sort out the people who aren't serious. It will sort out the people who are curious, and it will just leave you with people who are serious and interested. This is how it's going to do it really, really quickly, because we're pushed for time right now. We've come up with a marketing funnel that works this simply. You put a post on Facebook and you put a link in the post. When people click on the link, it goes through to what's known as a chatbot. This is a robot that has a conversation with people. It's clues in the title, a chatbot. It has a chat with people and it asks them questions about what they think about whatever it is the advert says or the post says or whatever it may have been. And it asks them a number of questions. If they're just curious and they just want to know and they click away from it, great, you haven't lost anything, you haven't wasted any time with them. If, however, they are serious and they want to know more about it, the chatbot will then send you a message in Messenger that says, Joe wants to talk now. You then get on the phone to Joe or get on Messenger to Joe and you invite him to come onto a Zoom like the one you watched at the beginning of this call. And either myself, Brandon Boyd, someone else will actually do the presentation and explain the entire business for you. As soon as you get back to the end of the call, you contact the person and you ask them, what do you like best? And then you get them on a three-way call between you, your prospect, and your sponsor. And your sponsor will go through what it was they like best about it. And then we're going to talk to them and introduce them into the business and get them to sign up into the academy. Once they've signed up in the academy, all you need to do is add them into our Telegram chats, add them into our website where they can get more training, more support. That's it. Your job is done. That's a system Simon and I have been trying to come up with for 2 years. And the principle was simple, but there were a couple of weak spots. This was a weak spot. This messenger chat thing was a weak spot. Trying to figure out people who could do it was going to be difficult. So that we got around that anyway. We found people that could do that. And this is potentially a bit of a problem as well. Actually placing posts, because when it comes to placing posts, not everybody knows what to say. A lot of people in our team are a little bit older. We don't necessarily like to live our lives on social media the way young people do. So we come up with something else as an alternative, and that's an advertising cooperative. Really, really simple, where a bunch of people can get together and share the cost of advertising. That goes into a separate chat bot, and leads will come out in rotation. Everyone gets an equal share, and they go across, come into your messenger, and you simply take them back around that funnel again. This is something that's completely and utterly scalable. We can take it on Instagram, we can take it onto YouTube, we can do whatever we want with it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now because I really do have to keep this moving apace. So guys, we talked about this a couple of days ago. We offered the opportunity for a number of people to join us as beta testers. Simon just being Simon. The company said that they would allow 20 people to be beta testers. Simon pushed that. He pushed that to 30. But we had more than 30 people that wanted to be beta testers. So he pushed it again because Simon doesn't know when to stop asking. Unfortunately, people don't know when to say no to Simon because that's the only way to sort of shut him up. So he's actually asked for another 10. I think, Simon, we've got probably about 4 or 5 spots left for this. Guys, here's the thing. This thing is going to go live very, very shortly. Tomorrow night, there is another special Zoom call at 8 p.m. See, Ed's getting excited already about his. There is another Zoom call at 8 p.m. And sadly, guys, you're not invited unless you are a beta tester. For the guys who are beta testers, you should already have had an invitation from me. If you haven't had an invitation from me, you need to reach out to me and find out why that is. The answer is probably because you don't have me added in your WhatsApp, but we're going to get that going tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So there will be a call for all of our beta testers. Guys, this system will take everyone.
When you get on the call, can I just throw something in there?
Yeah, we've got 3 minutes.
When you get on this webinar tomorrow, you will be shocked at what you will hear. This will be an automated sponsoring system. a lead generation, that you do not need to worry about how to find people, what to say to people, or anything like that. These guys will walk you and talk you through everything. It is going to be mind-blowing. But hey, we still have a few spots left. If you want to get one, then message me on WhatsApp. You need to be on WhatsApp. Be on my WhatsApp.
He's gone. Right. So that's it, guys. So contact Simon if you want one of the last few spots that are available. For everyone else who's already on it, tomorrow night's going to be a blast. Tomorrow night's going to be a big call. Guys, I'm going to wrap it up. We have 3 minutes. In the next 3 minutes, we have another call starting on Go Live with the absolutely mind-blowingly awesome Bob Proctor. Get on that. We're going to see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Catch you later.
Bye, everyone.